Hmm? I'm videoing here. And he's famous now. He's on YouTube. Not bad, is it? Actually, I don't like advertising on it. It's just wrong, isn't it? Advertising. It's, I don't agree with it at all. Absolutely at all. So I'll put that lid on there. Yeah, it's not bad for a quick go over with a toothbrush, is it? Beats all wasting tubes and tubes of water, so doesn't it, to start with? Right, well, I've got all this gank to get off, and you'll see it when I've finished. Said the actress to the bishop. Right, let me get on. Yeah, that's better, ain't it? It's not bad. It's astonishing, actually, isn't it? That really is astonishing. How good that's coming out. And obviously that's the side. This is the where are we? Right-hand side muffler. So on the underside, you've still got some of the stone chips. But apart from that, the top side of it, I think it's jolly good. It's come up all right. All right. Never going to be out of it, are you? As long as you can comb, do your DA in it. That's all you need to know, boys, isn't it? Right. I better crack on. I've got lots to do. Don't mind if I do. You're not having any Ribena. No, you're not having any, because I know you like it, but you're not having any. No, no, no. Right. These have come up alright, haven't they? Astonishing. Right, let's put them to one side. Over yonder, there's the two exhausts. I mean, they're not brilliant, and you can see with the Kickstarter it's been scraping on there. But there you go, it's all I've got. I haven't got any, David Silver, I haven't got any, so that's that. Right, let's tackle this headlight. Oh, can you hear the steam train? Lovely. Here's the nasty headlight. But it's a lot less nasty than mine. Mine is absolutely, isn't it? Can you remember? Really crusty and thick there. That screw's seized in, isn't it? This one's completely not seized in because it's completely not there. So I need to find a spring and a nut and bolt. I think a spring out of a Bic pen would do that, wouldn't it? What do you reckon? I'm resourceful, aren't I? There we go. Reflector's nice on the back there. It's good inside. Wants a little bit of polishing around the side like there, but I'm sure I can get my finger in there with a bit of autosol on the end of it or something. Got a bit of paint on the glass. Right, anyway, right, I'll just photograph that and then get clean in. It's a mucky job. It's not. I'm not going to mess around. It is a labour intensive mucky job, but when you get results like that, you know, it's got to be done, isn't it? Really, saves buying new, and it keeps it sort of stocked, doesn't it? Well, period, should I say? Period. Okay, right. Enough babbling, Easy. Shut up. Well, I've gone as far as I can go with the Astonish. I think you'll agree. It's actually not too bad, is it? It's not too bad at all. Now, I don't think this is original Honda spec. The reason I say that is because we have blue plastic around there. I think this is one of those replica ones. I don't think it's new old stock. I just think it's one of those replica. Anyway, that's me. It just doesn't seem to be shouting Honda quality on some of the bits of it. But there we go, it might just be me, I don't know. This is a new bike to me, as I say, so if you guys know any better, let me know. Well, yeah, I mean, that's completely usable now, isn't it? There's not a lot wrong with that. Okay, there's a little bit at the sides there, but then again, I haven't even auto-soled it yet. The trouble is with auto-sol, it does remove, you know, sort of microns, and I don't really want to be removing anything off of that, because there's not a lot left. So I'm just going to leave it like that. I'm happy with that. Give it another polish with the old cotton cloth later. Yeah, it's coming on, isn't it? Right, these are the wheels I picked up yesterday. On closer inspection, the chrome isn't good at all. Where are we? Look. This looks like a Recon rim. I'm not happy with that. It's been painted over with aluminium paint. The spokes look a bit shot away, to be honest, if I am honest. They look a bit dodgy looking at the thinning in places. That's not good. I was just going to whack them on the bike and use the bike with these wheels on, but looking at it, the quality is not there. The strength isn't there. I'm not overly happy with that. I'm going to take the tyre off, see what the nipples are like, see if I can remove them. I'm going to take the spokes out. I've got my hubs all nicely cleaned up in there, aren't they? Over the back there. So I'm going to kind of get a new rim. I'm going to get 2 new rims, rear and front. The rear spokes look a lot better quality. Look at that, you can see they're thicker gauge to start with, obviously, because it's the driven wheel, isn't it? But they look a lot better. I think they'll clean up. I'm hoping they'll clean up. So that's the job for today, is to strip the tyres off, clean them. I mean, this one's got paint all over it, but it looks like an original tyre, doesn't it? It's not, but it looks like it. So yeah, I'm going to get the tyres cleaned up nicely, get them nice back to black, treat the rubber a little bit. I've got some rubber stuff, and basically, yeah, see what I can do with it. The rims aren't too much, about 30 quid each for the aftermarket ones. I'm not going to go OEM ones, they're 70 quid each. I have used the aftermarket ones before, and I was quite happy with the result on my CB100N. So yeah, it gives me a bit to do, doesn't it? Right, okay, let's do some work. Oh dear, well that's a real shame. I've taken the tyre off and the tube out. Looking at closer inspection on this tyre. Yeah, that's not good for nothing, is it? Absolute trash. That's going in the skip. The tube. Not worth it, is it? It's got air in it, but it's not worth it, is it? Oh, well, that's not looking good. And the wheel, oh dear, that's a real shame as well. Oh well, that's 30 quid down the Swanee, isn't it? Oh, I'm hoping the back wheel's better. It looks better. It's potluck, isn't it, when you go and buy parts like this? I'm really happy with the frame, the tank, you know, a lot of work to do on the mudguard. The exhausts have come up okay, they're usable, and the other bits, they're fine. I thought, yes, once you get the wheels, it's kind of like, you know, 2/3 of the bike, isn't it, sort of thing, when you get them on and a rolling chassis, but that's going to have to wait now. I'm going to have to find some spokes, because I have a hub. I just need some spokes and get a new rim plus tyre again now. So you're looking at another £100 now for the front wheel to get it up to scratch. Okay, well, that's it. It's what it is, isn't it? You take a punt. You always take a punt with stuff like this. I was even there looking at the wheel. So I think because of all the splendour of all the other stuff, I think rose tinted glasses were worn. Should have been a bit more closer scrutinised that, but never mind. I'm not taking it back. No, 11 hours there and back. Okay, so lots to do. I better get on. Hello everybody, it's me again. Right, what have I been up to? I've been up to stupid amounts of things really. Lots to get through, not a lot of time to get through it in. Let's start off with the seat base. Here is the seat base. I have gone over it with our favourite old crusty rusty. So now we have decent pegs. I've managed to salvage the sill that goes around there. I might make this, what I might do is just heat it up a little bit with a heat gun, just see how supple it gets, see if it returns to its original state. If not, I should buy some more of that U-shaped grommet to go literally right around. So that's been treated front and back. As you can see, that stuff dries rock hard. That black stuff converts that old rust to iron ore, and which is fileable, sandable, and everything elseable you could probably think of. Here is the sponge I'm going to be using. It's a lot better condition than the other sponge I've got. So that was a cord out, and that will just go down nicely. Okay, so that's nice and nice. So that'll be on there. So seat pretty much. One more thing about the seat. I am going to put a strap over when I've covered it, and the strap obviously bolts down underneath on these bolts. It comes round, up and over, loops round on itself, does like a U-turn, and then you put a washer on and you bolt the whole thing down. This side, obviously it's snapped off. Put a little bit of light on the subject. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to very carefully drill that out completely so there is nothing there, and I'm going to put a new, what's that, 30mm bolt, M6 bolt through there. I'm going to grind the head off so it's literally identical to that one. Whack that through there, bit of araldite probably or something. Very thin nut on there. So we have 2 anchor points for the seat cover. Okay, lots happened since last Saturday when I picked the bike up. Obviously I've been up to my friend in Grimsby, Mr. Peter, and he supplied me, let's get rid of that light. Come on, off you go. He supplied me with what does he supply me with? Frame with lovely number. All those lovely gorgeous parts you saw in the photos just now. Front wheel, back wheel. The front wheel is absolutely rubbish. It's those spokes aren't fit for anything. I wouldn't trust them with my worst enemy. They really aren't up to anything. The tyre's shot. See, it's all shot away, so that's going. I've had the tyre off, I've had the tube out. The tube's all rusty inside around there. The inside of the rim where the nipples all are, misses, sounds a bit rude, they are completely shot away. So basically that is junk wheel. Possibly so, I could save the hub, but you know, I've got hubs over there, haven't I, ready to go. So I'm going to buy one of those rims from Mr. DS online. I'm going to try and find a set of spokes, tyre, obviously, new tube, and tube band, and I'm going to build my own front wheel. The rear wheel, I'm pleased to say, is in very good fettle indeed. there's not a lot wrong with these that are a bit of shot blast or a bit of aqua blast or sodium blasting wouldn't sort of cure. This needs to come off. I've noticed we've got quite a bit of, let's put the light on, quite a bit of crackage going on in there, and a bit of meltingness there. Now of course I have all this and the new one of this off my old bike, so I should keep that sprocket as a spare. That can go in skip land. And I mean, the rim's not brilliant. It's dechroned, but it is an aftermarket rim. You can tell aftermarket rims from the original, because the original will say, what's it called? There's a name, there's a word, Agria or something, Japan, blah blah blah. These rims have absolutely no markings on whatsoever either side. Hence the really thin chrome. It's come off. It's not even worth re-chroming that, because the metal's not brilliant to start with. So I might just go for a couple of new rims, OEM ones. I have a set of spokes. Somewhere in this plethora of mess there are a set of spokes. Where are they? Can't find them. I'll find them. Oh, there they are. Look at that, gorgeous. And they fit the rear wheel perfectly, those ones. They are 10 gauge still. I need to find a set of 8 gauge for the front wheel. Whether or not I can get away with 10 on the front, I don't know, but keeping it stock should be 8 gauge. That's the thickness. I've done so much. The engine's out the frame. There you go. That's out of the frame. I struggle like an idiot to get them out. All the bolts were seized. I don't know how much I videoed earlier and put on this video. This is a few days later. This is now Monday the 3rd of June. So a few days in now. We've got diesel sitting in the bores, just doing its stuff, just freeing up them rings. That's going to stay like that for about a week or so. I am then going to put some new nuts on top of there, rebolt that down, and see what sort of compression I've got going on there. I might even whack it in the car and take it down my mate's garage. He runs a garage, Mr. Graham, top guy. Two Brothers Motorcycles Andover. If you need your bike fixed, he's the guy to go to. He knows his salt. So he's going to have the right adapter nozzle to go into there. My compression tester only has the adapter for like a car spark plug. Okay, so that's that. Fuel tap. I've had this one apart. There's the base. This was all crusty rusty, but this was given to me by Peter. I've had it all apart. I've had my little pipe cleaners in there, in the parts cleaner, and fuel flows through. That's the main tank fuel pipe. Comes out the main tank hole. Where is it? That bottom left. And obviously, so when it gets below there, you have to turn on to reserve, which is that hole there, and that corresponds with bottom right, and so on and so forth. And all the holes are pipe cleaned out completely perfectly. I just need to put that back together now with a filter and a seal. Now, yes, I have some seals. Blue are standard O-rings, metric and imperial. Red are metric and imperial, but they are acid, oil and petrol proof. So if you've got a couple of kits like this, don't forget the red ones are the ones you're after. So I will find one which will fit in there. Just sort out the petrol cock. Now don't forget, I have a crusty petrol cock, don't I, in that old scabby tank there. But the filter is absolutely mint perfectly clean, so that filter will come out of there and go in this little baby, and I will lemon juice boil that one, and if that doesn't work, it will then go in the ultrasonic cleaner to be done. Oh, whereabouts are we? We are so far down the road now. I've managed to pick up a main stand. Now, big things. Although this is sort of fairly... If I knew what the number was, I could probably read it on there, but I can't read that number and be 100% with it. But now, this is the big thing. We may be in luck here to keep this bike completely standard original, because the paperwork may be surfacing for this bike with the keys. Now, that is absolutely brilliant news, isn't it? Because although I've got the other frame there with a beautiful part number on it, we still might be getting this bike back to its original spec. You know, obviously a few bits and pieces. The seat's different, isn't it? And the tank's going to be different, but yeah, I'm optimistic. So fingers crossed, eyes crossed, knees crossed, legs crossed, everything. What else can I tell you? Fuel tank. Where is the fuel tank? The fuel tank is outside. This is the fuel tank that I picked up from my newest, bestest friend up in that Grimsby. Yeah, it's lovely inside. It's absolutely beautiful inside. Let's put the light on. Look at that. You're not going to beat that, are you? Now the sorry thing is, my tank, the red one there, although I'm trying to rescue it, this is corroded quite a lot, and it doesn't seem to seal. It's nowhere near as tight as this one. That's lovely, but I'll see what happens with that one. See how far we get. Anyway, this is the tank. Although it's blue, originally it was red. So, in keeping with the bike, that will go back to the red as well. So that's good. I did the video about the mudguard yesterday, so that I've got to just edit it all yet, so you'll see that just after this clip of what I'm going to do with these two mudguards. That's the original with the good piece here. That's a salvaged one with a bad piece there. My back's bad, that back's good. So I'm going to chop, mount onto there. You'll see that vid in a second. Okay, there's nothing going on. I want to keep this quite short today. Right, okay, let's get round here so you can see. Oh, there's just so much going on. My head's buzzing. Yesterday was Sunday. That drive up north on Saturday wiped me out. I got the bits out yesterday afternoon. I did a few bits and pieces with the old crusty treatment to blacken all the rust, and I was burnt out. I just put everything back in the shed, locked the door, walked away. I thought, and I put my feet up all afternoon and watched war films, because it's the 75th anniversary of the war, isn't it? And there's lots of war films on. Men for Motors. Okay, enough of me babbling. There's so much going around in this tiny little pea brain, you would not credit it. So I'm just going to go out and shut the door and lock up for tonight. That's enough for tonight. So I'll edit this video, get this online in a bit. Thank you for watching. Yeah, so I can't even remember what episode this is. This could be 6 or 7, I'm not sure. Do forgive me. I will put that up on a little bit of writing just on the screen here so you can see it. Okay, right, take it easy. See you again soon. It's looking good. Right, here we have the mudguard situation. This is the original mudguard. Things are okay until you get round to this end, when it all sort of goes a bit pear-shaped, doesn't it? So from that hole backwards, literally there, that metal's good, that isn't. So literally from that hole forwards, everything is okay. Okay, it's got a lot of patina on it, and it needs a good sand and a good treat and a good paint and all the rest of it. And now here's the one I got yesterday, which is lovely. It's got the stay bar on it, and it's sort of lovely. I've gone round with the crusty, not advertising at all, and I've literally gone over all the rust with it. And the back end's fine. There's a little bit of a hole there. That's not too bad. I can do something the other side of that, and then two-pack that and flat it off and sand and paint and everything. So that's fine. But it's when you get to here, the plot falls apart, and it's the same story, if not a little bit worse on that side, which is actually the main support. So, and it's dented up the front here. Whereabouts is it? It's dented there quite badly. So what I was thinking of doing was literally from that hole on the new one is cutting this rear section off, cutting out this junk, from that hole rearwards. Well, cut in sort of like that, and then down above that ridge there, and then over, and then literally mounting that over this section, so it's got some good metal to fix to. I think it's not going to be a new mudguard, is it, by any chance, any stretch of the imagination, but it gets rid of that weak point with that strong point, and it gets rid of that weak point with that strong point. So as mad as that sounds, I think that's a doable situation, because you just can't get these mudguards. So that's a lot of playing around, isn't it? Anyway, still got lots to do. This is going to take me a little bit longer than I anticipated. Okay, anyway, thanks for watching. See you in a bit.